Bhatia first, because the fact is very serious allegations are being made now about a political witch hunt, starting with the income tax penalty issue. Congress alleging that the income tax department has arbitrarily and undemocratically withdrawn 65 crores from its bank accounts, even though the case pertaining to their IT returns is before a tribunal. Is the BJP or the Modi government trying to squeeze the opposition? CBI raids on a Satyapal Malik, ED raids on other leaders, and IT penalties.
Rajdeep, first of all, can you squeeze any party or object which is already flat on their face? The answer is no. You cannot squeeze anything out of a deflated balloon that the opposition and the corrupt Congress is. You say allegations are being made. You are a very senior journalist, Rajdeep. Allegations का क्या है? Allegations तो अरविंद केजरीवाल भी लगा रहे थे. Arvind Kejriwal was ordering the ED to recall the 7th summon, 5th summon, 4th summon. And do you know what happened in the court? In the court, a very categorical order has been passed and Arvind Kejriwal was asked to be present in the court. Similarly, I want to ask a few questions and also discuss a few facts with you. One, this political vendetta bogey is baseless. I'll tell you why. You remember 14 political parties in the opposition approached the Honorable Supreme Court. Did they succeed there? They had made a prayer that it is political vendetta. The Supreme Court dismissed their writ petition. And I think in the current constitutional scheme, the Honorable Supreme Court remains the supreme arbiter.
No, but is it not? No, but with due regard, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, Mr. Gaurav Bhatia, with due regard, is it not strange that a matter of 2018-19, suddenly the income tax department just ahead of the elections is swooping in and saying, we want the 65 crores that is already in your bank account back. That Satyapal Malik, who 9 months ago raised a red flag on the Modi government on certain issues, he is being searched when he claims he is the whistleblower in the case. Are we all supposed to believe that there is nothing to any of this? That this is all due process of the law, sir?
So Rajdeep, since you called me sir and I am a student of law, let me teach you some law. Political vendetta, if you allege it, you have to prove it in the court of law. And it's a valid ground for quashing the case, the FIR as well as the charge sheet. Now when you talk about the IT department taking action now during elections, in your report I heard the IT-AT reserved its order. Did they stay the proceedings? Did they pass any direction ordering the income tax department not to take any further action?
No,
the
but the
answer
government
is no.
could have, no, Mr.
So
Bhatia, the IT department, no, 1 minute, sir.
Please,
the IT department could have waited
Rajiv,
for,
don't
no, the matter is
me.
before the tribunal. The IT department could have waited. There seems to be an unusual urgency to somehow or the other fix the opposition is what the charge is being made.
Rajdeep, I must tell you, you are a very, very naughty student. You don't want to learn law, you want to interrupt, but definitely you are a very curious student. So let me satisfy your curiosity, but you'll have to be a little patient, okay? Please. So I'm telling you the law. If there is no stay order, when a person moves the tribunal or a court, the authorities can very well take action. It is in accordance with law, number one. Two, I was giving you instances. Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, in the National Herald case, went up to the Supreme Court to get the proceedings quashed. They are corrupt, proceedings not quashed. Was this during elections? The answer is no. In the liquor scam, Manish Sisodia is in jail for the last 1 year. Bail not granted. He went up to the Supreme Court proceeding. His petition dismissed. Sanjay Singh, bail not granted. Abhishek Banerjee went up to the Supreme Court saying political vendetta. Did he get any relief? Was the charge quashed? No. Partha Chatterjee, not granted bail. Petition not granted. Now what am I trying to say? It's very easy to allege political vendetta. I can say Rajdeep is a corrupt man. Rajdeep is taking bribes from opposition political parties. But is that enough? No. Rajdeep, it's not enough. I have to prove my charge. So if the opposition makes the charge that this is a case of political vendetta, they will have to prove it in the court of law. And
your point is well taken. Mr. Bhatia, I've given you ample time. You made a powerful... 1 minute, sir.
No, I have one more.
Yes.
I have one more comment to make.
Yes.
A very interesting one. It's a challenge on India Today on your program. I think it would be a big news now. I challenge the Congress spokesperson to show me one judgment of the Supreme Court or the High Court where they have alleged political vendetta and the petition has been allowed and the charge has been quashed.
Okay, you made the point. Your time is up, producer. Let's move on to Shama Mohammed. Shama Mohammed, direct question is being made to you by Gaurav Bhatia. When you all allege political vendetta, be it in the IT penalties case or indeed Satyapal Malik being now searched or previous cases, the BJP is saying go to a court of law and get the case quashed. If that doesn't happen, how can you blame the BJP or the Modi government?
Yeah, so Rajdeep, this is about timing and choices. We have to understand that. They keep saying go to the court of law. How does court of law function? With whatever they get from the police, from the CBI, from the ED. You have to understand that. That's how the court works. Court is not God. He cannot take this court route. Look at the timing and look at the choices. This is, like you mentioned, a case of 2017-18 where the filing was delayed by 45 days for around 14 lakhs. Now they come all of a sudden when elections are on 14th of February, goes to these accounts and say, we want 210 crores from the bank. Since there wasn't enough of that money, they freeze the account and then we go to the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. And the case was supposed to be heard on the 21st, that is today. Now, what do? On the 20th, they go to these banks and take away 65.8 crores of our money. So where have we heard something like this? I mean, first and foremost, as you know, a party does not pay the income tax, but we have to file the returns. And I agree. So it's a time, if you look at it, suddenly Jharkhand Chief Minister behind bars, they go after him. Then you see Farooq Abdullah, ED goes to him. Then you're hearing today Satyapal Malik. And let's look at the elections. West Bengal Assembly elections, they were after all the people of Mamata Banerjee. Rajasthan election, they were after Ashok Gehlot's aides, the ED. Then during Chhattisgarh election, Bhupesh Bagel's aides. We remember Rajya Sabha time of Karnataka after DK Shivkumar. So this is a pattern. I fail to understand. Why do they go after, what happened to Vyapam? Close. Pratap Sarnaik in 2022, ED was after him in March 2022. By September 2022, Economic Affairs Wing says the case is closed. Why? Because he joined the Shiv Sena part, which formed the alliance with the BJP,
So you're saying your focus is on the timing and the choices.
There are multiple places. So
you're
let me finish.
The timing. You're saying the timing
and one more thing. Let me add one last. No, 1 minute. No, let me also add one more point. There are 47,940 income cases in the Income Tax Tribunal right now. How many of these accounts have been frozen? I want to ask Gaurav Bhatia. How many of your money has been just gone and taken? Even, for example, let's look at the case of corporate fraud here. How many of their accounts have been frozen? For example, the case of Vijay Mallya. When was his house taken? When it was said he's absconding. Not before the tribunal. The tribunal has not even come out with what we have done wrong. For example, the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal. The action taken on Vijay Mallya was after he said he was absconding. Let's understand that. Before that, there are so many corporate tax frauds. Why are they not taking action? And also, in their budget, they clearly said ease of dispute and simplification is what we want in their last 3 budgets. All right. So why don't they do this? Why this sort of terrorism?
Okay.
This is called financial
I've
terrorism.
listened to you also
and since
patiently.
The electoral bonds have become
I've listened
illegal,
to you patiently.
1 second. Illegal.
No, ma'am, you cannot do. I have listened to you patiently.
They have come after us.
I have listened to you patiently. I've listened to Mr. Bhatia patiently. Jaiprakash Narayan has listened to both of you patiently. Jaiprakash Narayan, I get a sense that clearly Shama Mohammed has a point when she says there's a pattern. that whenever there is a state election, whether it's Gehlot in Rajasthan and his family, Mamta Banerjee in Bengal and her family, whether now it's KCR at times, it's Arvind Kejriwal, it's Congress leaders, the ED, CBI, IT are being used to target them as per a pattern. However, Gaurav Bhatia also has a point that then why are none of these cases being quashed by the courts? Is the truth as always somewhere in between therefore?
Rajdeep, let me separate the two issues. One about action against a political party. Two, against individuals under the laws of the land. First, let me take the party issue. I think these are two qualitatively different issues. Technically, legally, the Constitution or the laws do not distinguish between a political party and other organizations. They come broadly under Article 19(1)(c), like any other society, a party is. But in reality, a political party is a very serious affair. It enjoys the confidence of lakhs of people. It is a reflection of the social coalition that they're able to mobilize. And it has a history, and it reflects the dreams and aspirations of people for decades. Therefore, if you view it technically and legally, in a very legalistic manner, and then go after political parties as if they're like any other organization, it is not wise in a democracy. I am absolutely firm about it. Doesn't matter which party it is. Parties are, first of all, exempt from taxation.
So are you saying prima facie in the way the IT penalties are being imposed on the Congress party at the moment, while the matter was before the tribunal and the accounts are being allegedly frozen, prima facie it stands up out as a witch hunt?
I don't call it witch hunt because I don't know if there's a political direction or not. It certainly speaks of the overzealousness of the officials. Let me complete the point. If parties do not feel free to articulate their point of view and compete in the marketplace of politics, then democracy will be definitely undermined. We are delegitimizing the political process. You fight no holds barred in the bar of the public opinion. But when the party is legally exempt from taxation, and in 2003, I was actually part of the process to create a law whereby even the donations are tax exempt, to now use some archaic provision. Not true, there may be a technical violation because there's a delay in the filing of returns. But when the party is a political party, legally you may not recognize it as a superior entity, but actually it's a superior entity. That means the party must be given some privileges. The party also must accept some obligations. Obligations being transparency, obligations being completely open about the kind of policies they take up, the kind of expenditure they would like to propose, etc., etc. Equally, the parties must have the privilege to be able to do their thing without any interference.